We're hearing private member statements. I call the member for Baulkham Hills.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr Assistant Speaker.
Good member.
Thank you very much. A good neighbour too. I've got a good neighbour in the member for Parramatta. Mr Acting Speaker, I authorise to make some comments about the remarkable contribution that the New South Wales Rural Fire Service makes in this state. And I highlight to the House that this contribution cannot be overestimated. Mr Assistant Speaker, whether it be fighting bushfires or whether it be community education, whether it be backing up the New South Wales fire brigades, or indeed, as we saw in the 2000 Olympic Games, whether it be providing support to our Olympic security, it's hard to imagine the state of New South Wales functioning without this invaluable emergency service. The Rural Fire Service is something for the New South Wales people to be truly proud of. From starting out as Australia's first bushfire brigade at Berrigan in 1900, the New South Wales Rural Fire Service has grown to become the world's largest fire service, with more than 70,000 volunteers across this great state. Mr Assistant Speaker, in my inaugural speech to this House, as members may recall, I pledged to work to provide more recognition for our volunteer emergency service workers. I said that it is incumbent upon us as a community to ensure that every attempt is made to recognise these unsung heroes, who surely will be at our aid when we need their assistance most. In keeping to this pledge, it was an honour for me to be present at the presentation of the Long Service and National Medals of 51 deserving Hills-based rural firefighters yesterday evening. These brave volunteers regularly place their lives on the line in the interests of our community without any thought of remuneration. And Mr Assistant Speaker, I said to them last night, if the best thing we can do for our volunteer emergency services workers is give them a gong every 10 years, we truly need to reflect on how we recognise this contribution. Such a remarkable commitment to local communities is inspirational, and it's a clear indication of the spirit of community service that is well and truly alive in the state of New South Wales. We owe it to these volunteers a great debt of gratitude, a debt that cannot be repaid, as all attempts would surely fall short of the recognition that they deserve. The simple fact that yesterday's 51 medal recipients had a combined 1,258 years of commendable service illustrates this point. Further, Mr Acting Speaker, with 16 national medals were received for long service and diligent service in the times of crisis is quite outstanding. Mr Acting Speaker, I've had the pleasure of working for 3 combat agencies: the New South Wales Police Media Unit, St John Ambulance, and of course the Australian Army. In all of those positions, in each of those combat agencies, I had cause to serve with the Rural Fire Service. The New South Wales Police Media Unit, I recall vividly the January 1994 bushfires, of which we saw hundreds and thousands of dollars lost in this tragedy. Thousands of hours were spent by rural fire volunteers saving life and property. In St John Ambulance, we were regularly required to back up and provide first aid posts to the fire line of the Rural Fire Services, and I vividly recall that October 2002 bushfires on the Central Coast, which were required to assist in short notice. And in the Australian Army, as a staff officer attached to the Defence Centre Sydney, I was required to assist with the DAC-P request. For those uninitiated, a DAC-P request in those days, and I'm not sure if these things have changed, was a defence aid to the civil power. So when the New South Wales Rural Fire Service found that it was short of support, they would come to the military. I must say that in those 3 combat agencies, you're dealing with man's inhumanity to man, but the Rural Fire Service deals with nature's crises. There is nothing more brave, there is nothing more courageous than a man who is prepared to stand up and face a fire to protect life and limb. So, Mr Acting Speaker, I congratulate these deserving recipients and all Rural Fire Service volunteers. I look forward to recognising further achievements and more emergency services volunteers receiving their due deserves while in this place. Thank you.